Hey guys, Pwndnoob here. I wanted to go over the gold series I had with Falconhit, the finals for SCL 4. Just going through the games and uh, going through my thought process while playing through the games. If you haven't actually seen the games between me and Falconhit, I would go watch those first because I am going to spoil everything almost immediately. That being said, it was starting here on Library with me as the spy. I played Boots, and let's get started. So I chose Boots for this map on a whim, but with reasoning behind it. I hadn't actually played Boots all season, but I figured if I'm going to play Boots, now would be the time, because the only reason I really don't like Boots is her talking animation, and on Library, the talking animation doesn't really matter half as much. Her big blabby mouth isn't going to matter. I decided to start with this fingerprint. This was predetermined. I was going to get the first briefcase fingerprint. I don't feel like Falconhit's going to highlight for that. You might remember it, but I'm going to take that instead of doing like an early statue and definitely getting a highlight, because I'm not going to win through an early highlight. We move here on to a good flirt. I'm not going to be necessarily respectful of Falconhit's ability to catch flirt throughout this set. Got a green here, so it's a good start. We're looking towards doing banana bread, finishing this flirt, finishing the fingerprint. In this set, I'm gonna just generally not respect Falconhit's ability to do flirt. I'm gonna be looking to avoid getting highlight, because if I get highlight, I'm not gonna win the game. Me and Falconhit have a very strong history of the sniper low-lighting the spy on both sides, both my sniper and his sniper. What I'm looking at here across the map is that the ambassador is going to the statue, putting a fingerprint, which I'm going to want to get. I'm going to try and cook this fingerprint as long as I can, and at this point I'm just going to go for the 2 flirt, because we're here, this timer flirt. Selection target leaves, everything's perfect. This game is going incredibly well. He's got a few lowlights, despite the fact that I haven't done a banana bread, which is always concerning. No reason to hide the statue here. I decided to go for this statue instead of the actual fingerprint of the statue, and I'm rewarded for it. A couple things going on here, and I really do like this low light. So I hadn't done anything all game. I timer flirted. I go to side statue instead of going to a fingerprintable statue or mid statue. I did like the path that I went into on that statue, and I showed the statue. I actually almost missed the pad when doing so, which the AI will do. Usually most players, including myself, will just try and hit center pad so they don't risk any chance of actually failing. Here we're going to do a banana bread. I'm going to end up whiting it, and I'm probably going to stop target. Yep, there we go. I don't know that I'm low lit at this point. At this point, we can finish this game. That fingerprintable statue has not been touched. I already have my inspect, and then we just need to swap, so I'm going to put myself nice front and center on the statue to get it blocked. Fingerprint immediately. Falconhit comes over. I think that I can get away with the swap because he just showed himself and the ambassador's somewhere else. He actually does come straight back over. He fortunately does not see it, and we win this game. This game I'm very proud of. This is the sort of game that if we put it into like replays for people to snipe, I only had 10 seconds where people could actually catch me. That last second of fingerprint swap statues, everything else is very clean. The only other thing to do would be to have a god bug. Like, this is like an A+ game for me, and I'm really happy to have started off the set with a good spy win. My spy play this whole series is a lot better than my sniper play, and I'll explain why as we go on. We're going to have Falconhit on Duke on the sniper side. I'm going to try and watch my sniper side and explain the lowlights that I randomly pull. But we'll flash around as needed in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Falconhit's playing Duke, who I don't particularly enjoy because his animations are wonky and I can't cut them without looking suspicious. He goes immediate bookcase, and I probably don't even notice. If he ran away with the book right now, he'd probably get rewarded. I'm immediately low-lighting people for idling. In the case of Boots, I highlight for the first briefcase, assuming that he would do the same sort of thing I would do. Oh, I like that path by Cowboy. I refuse to low-light it because it could be Flirt, though. I'm highlighting for statues. I'm going to do that the majority of this set, even side statues. And I'm going to regret it a lot. I remember Duke being next to the ambassador, but I remembered it like as a memory tool of Duke is important if a BB goes off. BB goes off, and I misremembered what was important about it. He got the bug. He didn't actually do it as a standing bug. He did it as a walking bug as he left, which is going to be harder for me to catch anyways, but I was just taking the low lights. This low light is a mistake. It's not like a behavioral low light. I just thought he was out of conversation or at statues based on the way I thought about it, which was Duke is important, and then a BB goes off, and I then followed through with the, oh, Duke is, because he was important, therefore couldn't have been the culprit. This is going to get a bit boring for a bit, just because Falconhit is, in general, a slow player, and I'm not going to catch him. I hate that path by Little Man, straight by the ambassador. I'm not sure how much I saw the swinging arm, but I hated the path, because it was a hard bug path. I hate Red Dress right now, because she's inside someone. I don't really care if it's a DA or SDA. I don't think I have a good grasp on this game. I'm watching for swaps at this point with Danger. I have no clue about Falconhit at his own statue. That path by Danger is fantastic, but I was flashing away from it, and I'm not sure I'm going to reward someone who just went to mid statues for path, and he's now not flirting. Danger, I think, was top suspect, if I recall correctly, but he's not finishing immediately. Falconhit doing... I'm not sure if that's a good path or not. Red Dress, who I was already suspect of. She's already highlit. Little Man, apparently I was also hyper suspect of, because I just low-lit him for taking a drink, which is classic me, and Falconhit knows that. We're running out of suspects for a good reason, because the suspect is low-lit. I'm expecting that I'm going to watch anybody who goes to statues. That twin is just went to the ambassador's bookcase and pulled it out, as far as I could tell, quickly. Watching Danger for microfilm while Falconhit is winning this game. He's done 3 statues. He's made a crucial mistake here, though. He missed the pad. Like, he should just be mid-pad. I see the statue. I immediately shoot because there's no one else I can remember being at those statues. I got lucky. This is not a good game for me, despite the fact that I won. And that's going to be a general theme of this set, because I was rusty. Falconhit has stated in the stream chat, when we watched through it, that this was really the only mistake, and I agree with that. If he had been in the middle of the statue, even if he'd like 3-cycled it and not shown me the statue, he would have won that game. We move on to my library second spy. I'm playing Boots. I'm going to fingerprint. It's going to be great. We're playing the exact same game. I believe the casters, when they casted this, noticed that I ran it back. This is the sort of cockiness that I come and play the game with. He flashes over the laser. I take that opportunity there to immediately bug. I think we can go back and look at that. Basically, I think it was free, as far as I can tell. He's going to hyper hate Danger, because that pad placement in blue bookcase is terrible. And I'm actually going to watch his side from the rest of this game, because he's going to just watch Danger Disney the whole game. I apologize. Disney is the one who had the terrible bookcase location, and I believe is actually who gets shot at the end of this game. I started off with the briefcase. I've already done the bug, so it's not actually a mirror of the last game. And I'm walking across the whole map to do it. I'm looking at seeing that the ambassador's gotten their second print on their drink, so I'm going to stop here. He likes to stop and he rewards me for it. I'm going to get into conversation and try and get that drink, but at this point, Falconhit is going to take a shot here shortly on Disney, because we have the spoiler log. He saw more than even I see now in the replay. He really hated that bookcase start, and it probably felt like me rushing. I was low lit. This is now 3 spies low lit in a row. But it was a mechanical. He really liked the way I stopped. When I was going over to the return the bookcase, I knew the ambassador was going to move. So he moves. I stop. I think I could have been a fraction faster, but Falconhit appreciated it. I actually like the way I did that path, despite the fact I'm pretty sure it's wrong. What I was talking about earlier, but I misspoke, was the 3 at bookcase here, where he doesn't like what Disney's up to, for good reason. That is absolutely garbage, and he's the only non-DA there, so he's the only person who actually gets heat. And let's go look at the bug real quick. I don't know where the bug happens, because he's not watching it at all. I passed well before he gets there. One of those games where obviously it didn't go the full length, so I don't know how well it was going. Green Flirt would have been nice, but at the end of the game we had a fingerprint, we had a bug, and we were low lit. Like, if he hadn't shot abruptly on Disney, I was still in a very good spot, and I'm happy about it. Okay. This game is silly. It's library, he's general. Let's go. So let's see. Try and get some. Yeah, already low lighting people, which is always a good start. Highlight Little Man for Little Man. Highlight Seek for being near the ambassador when I was low lighting, like a very rude dude. Little Man could have also bugged. I don't recall exactly. I like that path by Wheels, and I low light it. Falconhit almost never, if just actually never, fails to take control, so I can do these low lights despite the fact that we're only 20-25 seconds into the game at that point. I do not like General back there. I do like Boots, though, for some reason. Give her a low light. Doing fake lights on Rocker for some reason. I'm gonna explain here. So, I was traveling Europe during July through August. Actually, June through August, I should say. I played a lot of the regular season games before I left, and made the playoffs just by going and winning the games that I did play. I went 6-2, and then I forfeited 2 games to Royal Flush. But I didn't actually lose a game formally, I just forfeited. And then I didn't play for 2 months. I played a little bit, and I'll talk about the few games that I did play to de-rust, but really what you're going to see is my spy is still good, because it's like riding a Spycicle, and my sniper being rusty AF. We don't actually have like suspects that I'm particularly worried about, except for Pearls. She goes mid-statue after getting a fingerprint, and I'm not a huge fan of it, because that just is a spy completing missions. Seek also is a bit close to danger there, so they're top suspects. I'm watching that Purloin pretty regularly, and I don't like that Disney's back there behind a pole too. I have suspects in this game, and Falconhit's not one of them, which is going to be pretty typical for Falconhit game. He doesn't do stuff for the first half of the game quite regularly, and anything that when he does, it's against expectations. I do highlight him for side statue here, which I hate the side statue by Falconhit. He's got one statue with 1 minute to go. It's not a highlight that I'm particularly worried about, but I don't have good suspects at this point. This is the second fingerprint by, or no, this is his first fingerprint by Pearls, who I'm going to end up shooting here shortly, because I think she follows him to green bookcase like an absolute jerk. Yeah, she just returned briefcase and then follows him. This low light. We'll get back to that in a moment. Yeah, Pearls goes and gets his fingerprint immediately, and I'm just shooting for missions. In this map, BB's been said, and I think she was in conversation. Seduction target, presumably is flirted, though Pearl's a bit slow. And then she's done mid-statue, she's done fingerprint, and I'm going to reward the bug, or microfilm, because I don't know what's going on, because I'm not a camper. In regards to this low light, I think I actually misclicked, which is bad. But let me try and confirm. No, I have no clue. It really just is a bad low light because it's not justified. The path is actually terrible, and I reward it, which is a typical thing for me. Okay, so we're up 3-1 though because we shot the low lit spy, despite the fact that as snipers we've low lit the spy every single game. So good job, me and Falconhit. His sniper is also not as good as his spy in this set, and I think probably is true in general. So, as we get into this game, I do want to note there was actually a courtyard game played before this, and it unfortunately got cancelled due to Falconhit's internet, which is novel, because I was the one who was traveling in a hostel at that point, using like hostel Wi-Fi. It ended with 2 seconds left, and I was doing a green time ad at the end of a game, and we're not really sure. I was playing as Taft, and he was checking his watch, and his watch check takes like 4 or 5 seconds if that was actually going to go off. I did ask Falconhit just to, like as friends casually, if he had a top suspect, and he said Taft ? But the game got cancelled because it would have been unfair. We didn't get to finish it. This play. So the banana bread goes off. I don't have the audio on. I apologize. And then I do the bug. And I'm going to go back because I didn't explain it in time. So I do the first banana bread because it's just a good banana bread. Queen comes into conversation. The BB goes off. He gets highlight on wheels for the split into statues and 1 low light. Like, it's a really good BB. And then I go for this bug. The arm could have gone through Toby if I'd done a correct arm bug, but the wrong arm bug is less expected, and Falconhit really wants to get that 1 low light on wheels and just isn't looking at the ambassador. This is the sort of play that I love because it gives you one opportunity to win this game unless you're going to shoot me for flirt, and it's going to be hard to shoot me for flirt when I go into this conversation and 51%. Really, what we're going to want to do, now that I got the 51% particularly, is go flirt, statues, flirt. We're just going to make sure that we don't break animation, give Falconhit a chance to win this game. He gets his highlight, but he's not going to shoot me for flirt, most likely. The end of this game is going to just be me flirting, and I'm unfortunately going to end up white testing. And then it really just becomes a decision if I want to do the timer flirt, or if we want to do a flirt where I come back in. I don't think Falconhit is going to end up shooting me for doing an aggressive flirt either way. I think this is already a easily over 90% chance to win this game. I unfortunately don't hit this green though, and the logic that I'm going to use with this is actually the only way I can lose with the timing that I did that last flirt is if Little Man, who's my seduction target, goes and does a fingerprint on a briefcase. Like, if he goes to statue, I'll follow him. If he goes to a window or a conversation, I'll follow him, and we'll have enough time, barely. But Ambassador's on the other side of the courtyard entirely, and so if anybody's going to get summoned to do a briefcase, which is notably still on the ground, I'm going to win. We had 16 seconds when I did the flirt. Seduction target's kind, it doesn't actually leave, so this game is straightforward enough. Falconhit has a few highlights if people went to statues, but he has 2 highlights and I'm one of them, but it doesn't mean anything if he's not going to shoot me, and he's not going to shoot me this game. I was very happy. I've had 3 good spy games in a row, and we're up at this game. I'm feeling good about where we are in this set. That will decline in the future. Falconhit plays wheels, and this is the most interesting game that we played, and I might have to go back and explain things because a lot of things happen. So let's see. Falconhit jumps into conversation immediately. He's gonna follow his seduction target, and I'm gonna watch these behind the back bug possibilities, including wheels right there. He doesn't get it. We got the highlighting little man for being little man because I'm a jerk. Low light general for being in conversation there, not flirting and not doing anything. Which is a Falconhit thing to do. General is going to be the other top suspect in this game, beyond Falconhit. The banana bread goes off, and I assume real, so it's those 5 people. General is already low lit, and then the other 4, where I don't think he fakes here. I do think that he would potentially do the split to briefcase, but Falconhit does a good redirect. It's his first attempt at getting low lit. I don't reward it, thankfully. Falconhit is gonna roll off to do his flirt, but he's not gonna fit in there. And then I highlight him. I highlight him. Thank you. This is a highlight that I like, that I think I stole from Wodar. I might be wrong in that, but I've stolen it from someone, where someone said that they just highlight someone for being in the corner, because it seems like spies are in the corner more than AIs, because the AIs will choose a random spot, and the spies will try and choose a random spot, but they like the corner more. I've stolen it, I used it, and it works. And particularly in this set, Falconhit going to early statues already highlight. I should have him as top suspect, and frankly I do at the moment. But he did the second banana bread, and which is why this whole game went to pieces. I think I missed the second banana bread because I don't have the where'd it go? Okay, we'll catch this in post edit. It's fine. So this banana bread that I completely forgot about, but is actually the interesting part of this game. So he does the banana bread. I'm on the other side of the statue. He does it real quick and then rolls out. I get the queen low light. I get the rocker low light, and I don't reward Falconhit for the split, thankfully. And we can get back to business. So he's tried to get low light 2 times in this game, and I haven't done it. What he has done though is scared me that the first banana bread was fake. I highlight General, and General now doing silly things of going statue to statue, so I'm worried about one of these being the swap. Alice and Carlos here, then going to those statues. This is all very much annoying me. Falconhit's actually running out of time here, and Falconhit is going to try and finish up his flirt. He whites again, and then he immediately goes to the same statue. So I'm watching this statue going, General has swapped. But he's also taking a drink right now, so I'm watching the drink, and then I see the last bit of the swap animation, and then I shoot. And if General hadn't been taking a drink here, the only thing I would have been watching, because I see it's the second. General's taking a drink. I'm worried about it. I see the list. My eyes flash over as the statue is being swapped. Frankly, I did see the animation, but not enough to just go murder General. Interestingly, Falconhit was actually running out of time at the end of this game. He breaks the animation to leave statue and is trying to get this last flirt in before the game ends, but I was just rotating. I also was getting annoyed because General moved after he took the drink, which felt like he was trying to get out of my vision. This game was winnable, but this is the problems with not being the dirty camper that I should have that minimal effort of being able to see the animation and shoot, and bit rust, but it's just not the core of my game. I make the wrong shot. I really like this Falconhit game. The redirect from Briefcase, the BB split, an attempt to get low lit, a frame swap that I'm not sure how much of it was frame and how much of it was he just needed to do 4 missions. But when I had it down to just these 2 characters touching each other's statues, both going to 2 statues, I made the wrong choice. But you gotta give credit to Falconhit here. This isn't just my mistake. This game. So Falconhit tells me at the end of this game that he got the twins mixed up. So we're gonna watch both me and the twin. This is the 4th game, and I haven't done a time ad yet, so we're gonna do a time ad. This is something that I think other people also do, but is a big pattern for me. So feel free to just snipe before it. It's the what have I not done yet phenomenon, where especially for someone who likes time ads like me, I'm like, I've gone through 3 games without doing a time ad. They won't expect a time ad, and he gives it to me absolutely free. I'm being quite aggressive here, taking the early banana bread again, because it seems quite good. He's already low lit the other twin, but he relights them right as I said it. Good job, Falconhit, for potentially doing that banana bread bug play, similar to what I did, but standing version. So me and Twin are both high suspects. I think he doesn't like Freeman there for just being too close to someone. I fail this timer flirt, which I'm only doing because I did the time ad. I'm going to back off and go back into flirt, which is me just having disrespect for Falconhit's willingness to watch flirt, because I just want to do, actually, frankly, an spec swap in this game. I don't know how he gets me and the other twin mixed up, because the other twin hasn't moved, but the other twin's doing the fingerprint. I'm going to statues. He's going to come around and look at the statue. I'm absolutely wanting to swap and knowing I really can't, but I'm going to get blasted here. Yep, Falconhit said at the end of the game he got the twins mixed up, and if he phantomed or thought that was a potential bug, he could have done so. I wish he hadn't. I'm not sure how I was going to end this game, frankly, because being high lit without the hardtail done and with him watching so hard on the swap, it was going to have to be me trying to hit a green purloin probably, and just hoping that someone else takes the bullet for it. I probably would have sat there and watched for a couple of rejects and tried to join the chain, or then done a desperation bug or swap if need be. I had 2 minutes. I could have even, frankly, fingerprinted if luck was with me, but Falconhit was mean and shot me. This game. I lose this game. I get beat by Falconhit playing against type, which is rough. So Ambassador immediately goes and gets a drink, and Falconhit, I don't think even requested it, but gets offered, and purloins and greens, which is rough, because I'm watching Rocker do that bug path. I'm going to just show you what I'm watching. So Rocker does this bug path. It's gross. I'm just gonna highlight her and watch her the rest of the game. But it's right as Falconhit's rejecting, and another reject goes off. I'm still busy doing highlights. I think I might have actually noted the Irish, and then the take goes. That was a really slow looking green fade. Don't like that either. Nope. Got one low light here so far. I don't even know if I've seen the list go. I think that there I definitely see the list go, and can I at least low light Rocker, who I've been watching the whole time, definitely hasn't purloined. So at this point, I'm trying to shoot for Flirt and Statue and Specs, because I know purloin's done. I get these highlights because they're both holding drinks. Falcon is usually actually a gulper as soon as he does a purloin, but I get rewarded. He did actually get a fingerprint on this drink, which is rude, because that fingerprint, I think, was a long time ago, because of the long reject chain, and I had no chance of catching this fingerprint. He does the second fingerprint, which is fine, except for I only noticed the first one. Oh, sorry, the second one. So he's going to finish up Flirt, and then he's going to go to Statues, and I'm not going to shoot him because I don't know that he's finished second fingerprint. I would have happily... He was by far my top suspect, and happily shot him for swap, and happily shot him if he'd done another fingerprint. Now that I think about it, while this game finishes up, I just want to check, did Ambassador actually take 2 drinks, or is this really the drink take from the very beginning of the game? Because he takes the drink at 2:52. There's a bunch of rejects. Ambassador's getting distracted. Actually, he's had some weird bouncing. Yeah, this is why I lose to this. Goodness sake. So, he takes the drink at 2 minutes. So it's the first take of the game is the Ambassador's take, and 56 seconds later, Falconhit greens the fingerprint. Like a golden god. And he gets highlight right anyways, because I'm rubbish and just highlighting him for having a drink in hand after the purloin. And being in the location where the purloin happened. I figured he was timer flirting with Morgan Freeman or something. What a game by Falconhit. The spy games have been fantastic. Thankfully, we're going to decline to be good in the future. This is a game I'm going to actually pause before we even get into, because it's not going to have enough time for me to talk about the game. So I chose Little Man in this game, and I want to talk about Balcony for a bit. So back in old art, years ago, or months ago, or whatever, long time ago, and a art far, far away, there were characters who all looked the same. They all had the same art style as Damon, and they just wore different clothes. And my strategy in Balcony was I had trouble telling the difference and remembering these old art characters who have less personality than the new art characters, and I figured other people do too, so I would just choose all the characters who look like Damon and put them on Balcony and make my opponent have one more thing to think about. When we moved to no art, I was like, okay, well, I can't do that. I guess I could do like 2 twins in the same balcony or something, but let's do all the same gender. So I would do all female or all male. What I decided in Season 4 is let's go and one-up that and make Little Man plus all these big characters, in this case Little Man and Wheels, because Wheels is also a shorter profile. And that way my opponent has to be afraid that Little Man is up to Little Man things. And I did this basically every time anybody made me play Balcony. Before this set, I played a few games with KCM, and I did this because I didn't want to play. I did the same strategy I'm about to do against KCM in practice, and it worked. In part because I didn't want to play KCM on Balcony. That sounds miserable. And so I'm like, okay, I told Casey I'm going to do this 100%. And he said, you probably shouldn't commit to something that hard, despite the fact that KCM absolutely does commit to things that hard, like his the best spy party game ever. I'll link somewhere. So let's get to it. And don't blink. And I bugged. So I've bugged. Everybody's in conversation. I typically banana bread when everybody's in conversation, so I do so. And we're on the cooldown. Falconhit's gonna look over. Oh, he sees Little Man's in the game. He takes off the safety, and I do a 2-step. And that's balcony. I probably should have moved a second earlier on this dance. I was planning on moving it 2 or 3 seconds anyways. And I think Falconhit's fault here is most likely he thought that I did another banana bread into bug. And so he thought he probably had a few more seconds, but in fact I actually bugged and then did banana bread. Because if I'd done the the BB hit a green bug, he would have had a few more seconds to shoot me for sure. Okay, Falconhit chooses danger. This one also has a bit of prep, but I think we can get away with doing it while playing. So in my last set against Falconhit, I was down 6-4, and he had chosen balcony, and I was grumpy about it. And so what I did is a sip BB, where you do a sip, you do the banana bread, and as long as you green it, the character doesn't talk and doesn't change anything, so you actually end up talking while sipping. And he tries it right there, but he breaks the animation. I'm not happy about it. I'm ready to shoot him, but then General does that. So I'm grumpy about I'm about to shoot Falconhit. I zoom out and I just see this end of a bug path from General, and my instincts just go, if that wasn't a bug, I'm happy to lose this game. Unfortunately, I wasn't happy to lose this game because I was about to have shot Falconhit just for the BB. I was planning on doing so before the 10-second timer, like it felt like he was doing a bug BB sort of thing. And instead, I just shoot General, and this game is, I think, tied at this point. It's not a good look, given the good start that I had. I haven't won a sniper game in a while, if you haven't noticed. We move on to High Rise 305, which is a map that Falconhit hates, and I enjoy. If I'm actually good at it or not is a different question. Like I said, I do like playing all same gender. In this case, it's all same gender plus Little Man, because we're not going to not play Little Man. The other choice is playing like all men, but on a map like this, I really like to know as the spy. Like I want to remember things like who's gone to mid statues and stuff, and doing like both twins actually confuses more than I think it confuses my opponent. This game's gonna be slow because it's high rise and we're all just staying in conversation. Falconhit is not watching anything other than the conversation. So things like if Little Man decided to do a 1 cycle, or if indeed it was me and I did a 3 cycle. Yeah, I would hate Little Man right now. Look at that, statue to statue. That's Pwndnoob BS 101 is statue to statue instead of just doing the mid statue. This flirt I really like. If we look at it from the spy side, I don't think I ever get paired here because I'm so far away, but it's actually still a really good flirt, and it is going to open me up for the 3 flirt. If you haven't noticed, I've been doing a lot of green tests in this set, and it's helping me on my flirting, despite the fact that I was incredibly rusty. I was sitting on a chair used for like Freudian like psychology, if you can imagine it, in a hostel where these two, if I dare say it, beautiful girls were like talking in the background. I was like blasting music, which I think are all things that, like, playing music for me helps my spy play. My spy play gets better, it keeps me in rhythm, and all these distractions were not good for my sniper play. If I was smart, I would play music for my spy and then turn it off for my sniper. But then I would have been listening to these girls talking. This is why you don't play gold finals while traveling. Not that I knew that me and Falconhit were necessarily going to be the finals until after I was already out of the country. We're going to finish up this flirt. I don't think I'm highlight. I think I need to finish this game though. I don't have anybody who's hyper suspicious. I think Little Man was hyper suspicious, but the BB was too good, so I took it. I'm grumpy that I'm not close enough for this bug, so I take it anyways. I hit the briefcase too hard, but he just saw the bug. Let's look at it from Falconhit's side. This is all he's watching, unfortunately, when I do it. What I should have been doing is not talking right there and done the behind the back. I probably would have got shot anyways. It's barely in the camera view, but it's very much visible if you're looking for it, and he's looking for it. You win some, you lose some. In this case, I'm losing a lot on the spy side. Sorry, on the sniper side, but yeah, that's Falconhit's second sniper me in 5 games, so still going well on the spy side. Falconhit, this is the game I'm probably most disappointed about. Falconhit goes immediate middle statues. I'm over here watching for real Falconhit things like immediate flirts at paintings, but I do give him the honorary highlight. If he does 1 cycle here, I lowlight him. Straight up, I would lowlight him and I would get punished, but instead, he does 2 cycle, I make sure he doesn't 3 cycle, and Falconhit's off to the races. He goes in the conversation. I'm watching for flirt. I've already got quite a few lowlights here. Lowlight his seduction target, lowlight Irish for some pathing. He does the banana bread, he whites it. Falconhit can't buy a green this whole set. So I know that, okay, if he's going to finish flirt, it's probably with twin. I highlight twin there for the talking green BB also. I'm watching, well, no I'm not, the pole's in the way, but I'm watching Falconhit for flirt and not doing it very well right now, but because bugs. I don't like Alice's position in that conversation. That was distracting. And I missed that entirely. I don't actually miss it entirely. It's an overstatement. I do actually catch it, but I haven't really come to the understanding that that is actually the last mission. I'm going to look at it again because I want to see it as much as I want to show you it. It's a good bug. It really is actually a good bug. Walking bugs are always hard to catch because you never expect them, and there's a lot of cover there. I should have still shot for it, and because it was a spy, and he was still my top suspect doing spy things. And part of the reason why I didn't shoot is he goes to statues, and I just want, like, I kind of figured that he had maybe white tested a few times on the first inspect, so this was the second inspect, and I could shoot him for that, or shoot him for that, or shoot him for the coming back into doing the flirt. Falconhit's never rushed against me like this before, so that he was actually done was just not on my radar, when obviously it should be. We're down to the last 4 maps. At this point, Falconhit is up, but I do have the series lead from winning and then tying in the regular season, so if I do end up going 8-8, I do win. So I need to pull off 2 wins out of these 4, and we're going to end up playing Veranda and then my pick Modern, so a lot of 5 of 8 games. Hopefully I have enough to talk about. It's going to be my spy, so let's go watch that. I haven't watched enough spy this set. I apologize if people were watching this expecting me to explain behavioral lowlights. I have done a few, and I hope that the ones I have done and noted are helpful to people. But this is not the set for it. I can do other sets or stream as needed if you guys want to watch that stuff. But I just wasn't low lighting very much this set because I am afraid of Falconhit. Falconhit is very much capable, like things like he was doing in that courtyard game, of getting me to low light him when if I low light him, I'm likely to lose the game. That first library game not included. And things that I like to low light for, which are very lame and easy to counterplay, things like just taking a drink. Falconhit likes taking drinks. Falconhit likes doing nothing. All these things I like doing as lowlights for just idling spies will get me punished because he loves doing it. Meanwhile, I just have nothing to do this game. I'm trying to see if I can get a good bug here. It's never going to line up. And while a lot of the SDAs are in conversation, the double agent never is. So we're not actually doing much. This is a map where I didn't mind Falconhit picking it. I banned Ballroom, by the way, and I think Veranda is very similar. But I think Veranda is the best time ad map in the game, and Falconhit is rubbish against time ads. Sorry, Falconhit. He well knows it, and I like time ads, so it gives me an edge in a map that is otherwise Falconhit favored. I believe that this is a good banana bread just based on the fact that I looked over before I left to see how many people were going to get low lit when I came over here do the banana bread so quickly so nothing changes. We've run a minute and a half off the clock here. I am going to go to Blue Bookcase, and we've got a little play that we want to do here. So I want to do the microfilm not at this bookcase where you can see it, but at the window, which he's not going to rotate to. But I also get distracted by doing time ads. So we do 2. Wait, no, we do 3. Or was that 4? Yeah. And then we do the microphone. And the problem with this play, and Falconhit notes that he doesn't like me right now. He thinks I'm actually very likely to spy because he remembers that I'd been in that bookcase and he feels like I've been there for too long. I'm not sure when he said it was too long if he meant I just do too many animations here or if it's just me being around this area too much. I think I did that right. But he's hyper suspicious of me but doesn't highlight me. And then this happens. So I do a nice pass on wheels, hit the ambassador, do that sweet turn. Not perfect, but it gets me a low light. And I don't remember who Falconhit shoots this game, but he's running out of characters because my banana bread was apparently rubbish. We're gonna go get some cover, and well, we're gonna go flirt first. I want to use the cover to do the green microfilm. We are never gonna purloin this set because purloin will get me shot, and I've been low lit 3 times now. Getting shot for white purloin would be depressing, despite the fact that I think I'm hitting a lot of greens. Purloin would be good, but I do want to have like a bit of a reject chain or be framing someone, like have some value that I know about. I am so prepped for this ambassador to go by me so I can do the behind the back bug. We're gonna see it apparently in about 13 seconds. I can't be bothered to tell you what Falconhit's up to, but he's going to end up shooting someone before this game's over. How do I fail this bug? Am I too slow? Ew, I'm too slow. That's gross. Yeah, you see me do the little shake. My shakes aren't as good as Magicians or Elastic now, Bananaconda. But I do them a lot when I'm frustrated, and thankfully my spy is pretty clean this set, so I don't actually do too many. I get the fingerprint anyways. I'm going to do the microfilm when his laser pisses off, but he's already planning on shooting Wheels for going to this statue. I like what Wheels is doing. That wait was incredibly long, but it's his second inspect, I presume. And he's running out of suspects because he's low lit 14 people in this game. I wish I had more insight into Falconhit's thoughts, or hopefully he can comment. But I do like the spy game. it's a sort of game where I got lucky because I think he actually was on to me for the time ads, or he's at least stated as such. But that bounce, it's like I'm doing these things. I've been doing these things against people who won't low light me all season, hoping that either Falconhit will not take those low lights, and then I just end up not having to deal with Falconhit going crazy and getting 14 low lights, or just getting low lit. In this case, he doesn't pull his punches and not get low lit 3 times in this set. I'm gonna watch my side, see if I can catch a few of my more interesting lowlights, but Veranda has so much noise that I'm not good at getting particular lowlights, good lowlights, and the conversation circles are quite small, so it's hard to catch people doing notable not flirting or idling. Like someone like Twin, for example, I could lowlight right now, and I might do it in the future. For not flirting with the SDA, but even then, that's the sort of thing that Falconhit will do. He'll just go hang out with a DA. The banana bread goes off, and I get everybody on the left side, including a highlight. That's nice. I have no clue Falconhit exists in this game. I try and highlight Little Man on this map, just for being Little Man. I don't think he's played Little Man yet, which makes me extra suspicious of Little Man. Finally, low-lighting my SDA. Highlighting people for statues and bookcases, just to remember. This list is gone. I genuinely have no clue. I don't think I actually have any reaction. I do know the list is gone. I just, the only thing I add to it is count. Falconhit can see that and know that I'm afraid of a rush again. If I'm looking through that window to see his statue, despite the fact he's Little Man and can't really block it, is hyper showing that I'm watching Falconhit. And he's done Purloin. Yeah, I'm frustrated. You can see the shake. He's done Purloin. He's done Double Agent. The flirt is free. I mean, the classic Kaylee ending would just be Inspect Swap, but you're Little Man. I low light for good pathing on Disney, and Falconhit does the same path and don't reward him because he's a spy. I could be low lighting people like Queen right now. Seek, I don't think that flirt is particularly likely, so I'm just gonna end up highlighting Seek for fingerprint. Yep. It's nice to know that I can call my highlights sometimes. Falconhit goes to statue here. I'm gonna notice it because he's my top suspect, and I want to wait for the swap. Like, can you just be a bro and confirm this for me? But the swap isn't gonna come off, and I'm just gonna end up taking the shot. I told him after the game, and this is true still, he's Little Man. I basically have to assume a bug happened, and given that I didn't really acknowledge him until like a minute in the game, it really could have. Falconhit ending at 122 wouldn't be particularly Falconhit, but I've already been punished for low-lighting spies. I've already been punished for not shooting on high rise when he rushed. At this point, I'm a bit jumpy, and him choosing the most suspicious character in the game is not to his benefit, thankfully. So I just need to win one of these next 2 games, and when things are on the line, and you want to win a game, we're gonna play Queen, apparently. What we're gonna do is end up time adding, and we'll see where that goes. Falconhit still doing his regular things of highlighting for statues. His game really hasn't changed all set. He's still low-lighting for things he feels like he should low-light for, and I've ridden 3 lowlights to wins. Let's go look at what I'm looking at. So my game's really boring because my seduction target is way too active. She's doing things that I can't handle, like her going and doing this briefcase return is just absolutely rubbish. I'm doing first fingerprint. We're going back to roots. I'm running away with the book. I'm going to end up returning that to blue, more likely than not. This is low light seeking that Falconhit's never gonna reward me on. Yeah, I do that little start the read as soon as Disney comes in. I hope that Falconhit sees the flash, but it's modern. Sorry, modern. There's so much going on. See the ambassador going and doing another statue. We'll want to cook that and go back. Is this banana bread good? I don't think it is, but I'm going to end up seeing me doing banana bread here soon. Oh, yeah. So he phantoms a no-talk. So I don't think there was actually a no-talk. I've seen this game before and went through it, and I don't see what he sees. But he highlights the whole conversation. And banana bread comes off. It really confirms anything that he thought. And I feel behind. And it's Falconhit, who's never going to catch me for a time ad. So I'm going to go time ad. And I hit a green. And I got greedy. And I hit a white. And I die. And I think he saw the green. Or the two time checks. I don't think he actually saw the white time ad. Yeah. Sometimes you get shot. And this set. This is a very stressful game because obviously a lot on the line. I've lost 2 finals to Falconhit, but never actually that close, despite the fact that we've generally been close throughout the 3 seasons that I've had to play Falconhit. Shoutouts to Falconhit. Me and him, I think we're very equal in general. I think we're equal in the matchup, despite the fact that I feel like his slow play is a good foil for me. And I really hope he does well. Me and Falconhit have joked, just, hey, I'll see you in the playoffs, and we've done it three years in a row, and I'd like to see it in Plat too, or whatever ends up being the next season's placement, because I know there might be expansions and whatnot. Falconhit has literally done nothing this game, and we're already 40 seconds in, and he finally gets his flirt. He's gonna end up trying to flirt Carlos, the cowboy, who I just highlight, for doing that, going to the bar and not taking a drink, and then going to statue. Like, I have multiple reasons to be suspicious of Carlos, and Falconhit is gonna try and end up framing him. Unfortunately for Falconhit, I get distracted by funnier things. So Falconhit's going to statue. I'm not actually highlighting for statue these games. I made a decision at the beginning of this game of I'm playing terribly. So I'm just going to watch Fingerprint. I'm going to watch Swap, and I'm going to watch Microfilm. I'm not going to let anybody do those 3 missions. And as long as nobody does those 3 missions, then I'm good to go. Falconhit can do the other 5 missions. I'm also trying to watch for time ads, but he greens it, so I don't catch it. And I am going to notice the time ad eventually, but I'll tell you when I notice it, because I know when I notice it. So Falconhit does this banana bread. I don't get the low light and orange dress, which is important because I'm going to get hyper suspicious of her in a moment. I didn't even realize until just now that I really should have had that low light and orange dress. I have no suspicion of Falconhit. I don't even know he's in the game. So yeah, orange dress doing this banana bread, which I assume to statues I do highlight for. And I think I also feel like she does a time ad here shortly. I think she's going to end up going to Windows and annoying me. That path was also really good, but apparently I wasn't watching, because I should have low lit. Yeah, so I'm already suspicious of orange dress, and she does this check, and I look up, and I see that the time is slow, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not gonna, I take the safety off, to, like, remind, like, the show, but I don't want to actually put the laser on her and give it away, because I'm really suspicious of orange dress. Falconhit's over here, like, doing purloins, trying to, taking the safety off in orange. Trying to get Carlos shot because of that, the statues that he's done. I'm not sure if you're paying attention if he's done a second statue or not, because I'm just watching orange dress. who's notably not doing anything except for kind of doing a long flirt with Disney. Falconhit, frankly, should have bugged there if he's ever going to finish missions, because I'm not watching, but he doesn't. List is gone. I know it's not Orange Dress at this point, because she hasn't been to the bar while I've been watching. So, am I even going to low her? Yeah. I know it's not Orange Dress. Come on. But I have no clue who it actually is. Falconhit's kind of trying to finish missions, but not really. If a banana bread comes off, yeah, I'm lost. If a banana bread comes off here, the people I need to watch out for are Irish and the back conversation, which includes Cowboy. Here comes the banana bread. I'm going to end up highlighting Irish after I get off the book and Seek, because those are the three people I'm afraid of for a real banana bread. And if they split off to do a bug or something, I'm going to end up shooting them. Irish goes for the fingerprint, but fails and ends up in conversation. I'm watching Falconhit at this point. I see the time ad. I acknowledge Disney, but Disney's reading. I'm pretty sure I know that he's reading, so I think it's Falconhit, but this isn't a mission. I'm going to hold the shot. He goes to the bar where I see the ambassadors just left, and Disney goes to Windows. Just these two. Disney is doing absolutely amazing AI stuff, though. Falconhit takes the drink, which I don't know. Probably could have a fingerprint. I'm not paying attention to this game. And I shoot him for it. For the 8-8 tie in the set, but I win the set because I had a winning record against him, and I was the number 1 seed coming into the playoffs. So I hope this is educational. I think there are other games that I do want to review or show, which are better for showing some of the behavioral voodoo stuff that I enjoy and got to show off in games more often against people like Elvis Snake, for example, who plays to my hand more often than Falconhit, who scares me and makes me play more conservative. But I know this set, I think, was very exciting. I think it had a lot of good moments. And then that the spies were good. Hopefully me and Falconhit can sharpen up our snipers in the future. If you have any questions, I'm going to respond to them in the comments. Feel free to do YouTube things, like, subscribe if I make other things. But for now, I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys have a good rest of your day, night, or whatever.